I think for the best advice I can give is to take action. We can research and go to, YouTube University for the rest of our lives. I'm sure we can find some sort of education or course or whatever to teach us about it forever. And we could just get caught in the I'm learning loop when really like the best form of education is taking action. You're going to learn so much more, even if you don't get the deal or you have to cancel a contract. Um, like that is the best kind of education you can get is from actually taking action.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Kessel, and today I'm joined by someone I'm looking forward to chatting with, Christine Palm, who is a wholesaler and realtor. So excited to have you here today, Christine.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course, I think the listeners are really going to take something away from how you're approaching helping people buy and sell their right homes. So let's dive in.
Sounds good.
First off, for those not yet familiar with you and your work, can you share what your main focus is?
Yeah. So I'm a real estate wholesaler, meaning I market for houses that need work or people who are in desperate situations who need to sell their houses. So a lot of times it's houses that need a lot of work, that are falling down, that aren't really fit to be on the market to sell to like a new family or a new homeowner. So with wholesaling, we help people sell their houses that need work. Normally, it's a cash purchase and can be done pretty quickly.
Awesome. And what markets are you operating in?
I'm primarily in central Kentucky, the Lexington and surrounding areas. And then I have a second market in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Awesome. How did you get started in your real estate career?
Well, it was a long time ago. I think it was around 2008. And I went to a Rich Dad, Poor Dad conference. And they talked about so many different ways to make money, different businesses. And I learned about wholesaling. And it really sparked my interest and really wanted to get into that. I was living in Hawaii at the time, and the person helping us to sign up for the classes told us that wholesaling was not a good thing for Kentucky. And I just trusted them. I didn't know. But looking back, like almost every house that I lived in was like falling down. One room in one place I lived in, like my bed was at an angle because the foundation wasn't very good. And so like my room was on a slope, but it was cheap. And so I got to live there pretty cheap and I wasn't complaining. But in hindsight, I was like, there's so many houses that are falling apart here. We need wholesalers. So I didn't I just trusted him. But now, I later on I moved to Kentucky, and in 2013 I did my first couple deals, and I just started listening to podcasts and took action. And I put out bandit signs, and I got my first deal from that. And then I bought a list of probates, and I got my second deal from that. And yeah, and then in 2013 I went full time. Actually, no, I'm sorry. 2018 I went full time wholesaling. And then a couple years ago I got my license as a realtor.
Awesome. What do you feel have been some of the main keys that have made the biggest difference in allowing your business to be able to grow and to run smoothly?
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Well, at first I needed to learn how to talk to people, and I started off, I think, in 2018 doing a lot of cold calls. And at first, it was so stressful. I didn't know what I was doing. I was so afraid of making mistakes and saying the wrong thing. And I had my little opening script, and I was just so stressed about it. And I remember this one call I had. I started the beginning, and I said my script so perfect, and the person was like, "Hello?" And I was like, "Hello?" And they're like, "Hello?" And I was like, "Hello?" She's like, "Are you there?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm here." I'm like, "Did you hear what I said?" And she was like, "Yeah, I just wasn't sure if you were a robot." And I was like, "Oh, well, I assure you, I am a real human." And we just laughed. But after that, I was like, I can't be so rigid. I can't be so exact all the time. I need to have a friendly tone of voice. I need to be real on the phone. And I did a lot of cold calling back then. And I think that really set me up for now, because now I can talk to people really easily on the phone and help them feel comfortable and not feel like I'm a scam or trying to, take advantage of them.
Yeah, that's so important, especially now with AI.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. So, what are maybe some obstacles that you have gone through in your career as a wholesaler that now looking back, you can see the lesson?
Yeah. Well, there's times when maybe I didn't have a buyer to buy the property, um or I didn't get the contract because some of my competition got there first or was more convincing. And um I just now I look back, and I think, I just need to keep trying to find buyers, and I just need to be personable and just explain to sellers the process and just be open and honest and helpful any way that I can.
Yeah, absolutely. That's important. What type of houses are you looking for? Like you mentioned, you're kind of working with more distressed people. Is that something that's common for you?
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Yes, yes. So I do marketing for those types of properties. So a lot of times it might be someone inherited their parents' house and it's just really, really dated. Like you walk in and it's like a house from the 70s and nothing has been done for the past 30, 40 years. And the the people who inherited the house, the children, they're like they're adults now, and they might live somewhere else or aren't able to fix up the house to be able to sell it on the market at a good price, or they're not physically able. I've been in some houses that were just seriously falling apart. One house I walked in and the the owner, she lived in Seattle, Washington. I'm in Kentucky, and I got the key from the neighbor across the street, and it was in the middle of the summer, so it was hot and humid. And I opened the door. I got the key, I unlocked the door, and I just let the door open, and the smell comes out at me. And this was the only time that I like shot up a prayer to God, and I was like, "Please God, I do not want to find a dead body." That's how bad it smelled in there. Like whether it was an animal or a human, I had no clue, but I was just like, "Okay." And I'm like, "Let's just do it." So I took one step in and all of a sudden this big cloud, this gray cloud came up from the ground, and it was all these little bugs. Like I had stepped in and they just were like, "Whoa, what happened?" And I was just like, "Oh, gross." And so I just quickly walked through the house, took pictures, took note of any damage. Like doors were fallen halfway. There was holes in the walls, and it just needed updating everywhere. There was like animal feces all over the place and like roaches, and it was awful. But, but yeah, so, those are the types of houses that I look for because, realtors need inventory, and, this is one way to get them is finding the houses that need work, that not only like helps the house and the owners, but also helps the neighborhood. It helps bring up the value of the home. It brings more housing for people. So I just feel like it's a win-win-win for everybody involved.
Yeah, absolutely. And what are you most focused on solving or scaling to next in your business?
Yeah. Well, I definitely would like to help more people. And now that I'm a realtor as well, sometimes the people that I reach out to, their houses are in great shape. So I'm able to also now offer them like, hey, this isn't really a good like cash purchase, and there's not really much that we can do to improve the property, but I can list it for you on the market and find like a new homeowner. And so I've been able to do that as well now that I'm a realtor. So some previously dead properties, or dead leads, I guess, not properties, dead leads, are now, and now I can capitalize on those. And I just also would like to do more marketing, try to be the first person to reach out. Um, so that way, it's not like everybody in town has sent them a letter or they've received 20 calls. Like I want to be the first one and be able to um, get more deals that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds like a good game plan. Are you interested or looking to expand into other forms of investing or just wholesaling at this time?
Yeah, I definitely would like to build my portfolio. I do have a couple rentals currently, but would like to scale that up as well. Um, Maybe some multifamily properties because eventually I would like to retire. And I think having positive cash flow from rentals is a good way to do that, especially if I want to retire before I'm like 65. So
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Oh, and
Yeah.
also commercial. I'd like to get into some commercial real estate as well.
Yeah. Amazing. That's exciting. What would you give as advice to maybe someone that's looking to become a wholesaler?
Yeah, I think for the best advice I can give is to take action. We can research and go to, YouTube University for the rest of our lives. I'm sure we can find some sort of education or course or whatever to teach us about it forever. And we could just get caught in the I'm learning loop when really like the best form of education is taking action. You're going to learn so much more, even if you don't get the deal or you have to cancel a contract. Like that is the best kind of education you can get is from actually taking action. And a lot of times people are like, "Oh, I haven't got my LLC yet, or I don't have my website yet, so I can't do anything." And I'm like, "Well, what if you don't like this business?" Like, I've been a serial entrepreneur since I was 7, and there's so many businesses that I tried to start where I was like, "Okay, I got my LLC," and then I got my first job, and I was like, "Oh, this sucks. I don't wanna do this job." And then all that time I spent getting the LLC and a website was all for nothing. Like I spent money and I spent time when really if I had just gone out and gotten a client, I would have realized, "Oh, I don't really like this business." And like if you can go out and find a distressed house or a motivated seller and get a house under contract, especially if you're in the Lexington, Kentucky area, I can help you find a buyer. But, if you actually take action and get a deal, then you might have the money to be able to make a website or get an LLC. But also, if you get into working the business and you realize you don't like it, then you haven't wasted your time or money doing all those things. But I'm not I'm not a legal professional, so it's not any legal advice, but yeah, I definitely think taking action and actually trying to get a deal is the best education for sure.
Yeah, definitely nothing that replaces just doing it.
Yeah.
And what's like your strategy for finding deals? Like, how do you come up with these houses?
Yeah, so I do some direct mail and cold calling and driving for dollars. Although lately the for dollars is mostly just when I'm doing my regular everyday life. But driving for dollars is where you're driving around and you find a house that looks pretty bad from the outside and it could be vacant or the grass is really tall or uh, like the gutters are falling off. And then you just take down the address and you find the owner and you reach out to them and see if you can help by taking the property off their hands. Also, I pull some like probate lists and some lists from the city, just trying to find the people who might not be able to take care of the property, and see if they would like to sell it. I also have a website. I also have a website so people can fill out the form on my website to let me know that they want to sell their house.
Yeah, amazing. And what would you say are like the biggest challenges that you find in wholesaling?
The biggest challenge in wholesaling, sometimes like the sellers might try to hold their own little auctions and call all the wholesalers in town and have us all show up. And sometimes that backfires for them because we're like, "Oh, hey, hi, long time no see," or "Nice to see you so recently," and we all know each other, and they're like, "Oh, they all know each other," So, but sometimes the sellers have talked to a lot of people, or Like when I cold call now, when I first cold called people, like in 2018, nobody was cold calling at the time. And people who I called were like, wow, nobody's ever called me about my house before. I have all these letters and postcards, but nobody's ever called me. And now when I cold call, people are like, oh my gosh, you're the seventh person today to call me. I get like 20 calls a week. Just stop calling me. So sometimes you have to like shift your marketing strategies because everybody's doing it. And so trying to stand out from everybody else is a little bit difficult because a lot of people try to be wholesalers. So, but showing up is a good way to beat to beat the odds.
Absolutely. And you mentioned like in your own portfolio, what does that kind of look like? Like, what are some keys of investing that you've kind of geared up?
Yeah, so I know for me, I want to be able to buy a property and be able to fix it up and then get a 30-year mortgage on the property after I fix it up. So it's a BRRR method, BRRR, buy, renovate, rent, refinance, repeat. And so for me, the numbers have to make sense after I fix it up and refinance it. And once I'm able to rent it out, is the rent going to be able to pay the mortgage, all the expenses, and then keep me and have me have some extra money after that? So you just have to buy right. Yeah. Also, I want it to be in an area that that it should hopefully go up in value. And I mean, pretty much everywhere it does that. But, um, just something that I can keep for a long, long time. And then maybe as I'm aging, I could sell one off here and there for a little extra cash. But yeah, but definitely for sure the cash flow is important to me. Don't want to have money out of pocket to have a property, but be able to make money from the properties.
Definitely. That's important. Awesome. So before we wrap up here, if somebody wants to reach out, connect, learn more, where can people find you and connect with you?
Yeah, well, I'm on Facebook. My name is Christine Palm, PALM, like the tree or part of your hand. And on Instagram, I'm christine.palm.realtor. And those are the best two ways to get me. Or you can go to my website, sidewalkpropertysolutions.com, or my email, christine@sidewalkpropertysolutions.com.
Perfect. Well, appreciate your time and your story. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Sure. And for the listeners tuning in, if you got value, make sure that you have subscribed. We've got more conversations with operators like Christine who are building real businesses, and we will see you on our next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.